Hi, this is the voice of Heidie Calero with another economic analysis capsule on the Puerto Rico economy. Today we are going to talk about the outlook in this post-COVID-19 panorama that the Fiscal Oversight Board of Puerto Rico has presented for fiscal years 2020, the current fiscal year, as well as through 2025. But before that, I would like to show you the government of Puerto Rico has indicated that small and medium enterprises bear the brunt of economic development, at least in terms of jobs. Let's look at how many of these small and medium enterprises are in Puerto Rico and how many have benefited from this PPP small business loan. 43,000 small and medium enterprises, according to the Puerto Rico Department of Commerce. Of those, approximately estimated roughly 20,000 have received these PPP loans, and of those, 61%, or 2 out of every 3, have received an average $25,000 loan, and 39% have received loans between $25,000 to $150,000. Definitely, this is not enough to. It's a good start, but it is not enough to really shoulder the brunt of these small and medium enterprises in a lockdown economy where many people are staying at home, and the retail sector, the services sector have all felt the brunt of this lockdown in the Puerto Rico economy. Let's look at some of the perspectives of the Fiscal Oversight Board in their recently published fiscal plan for 2020 for the Puerto Rico economy. This graph depicts the base scenario that they are depicting for fiscal 2020. That's the one that ends now as of June 30 of 2020. They say that the economy of Puerto Rico will grow in real terms at negative 3.6%. For fiscal 2021, which starts July 1st of 2020, it's going to be negative 7.8%. And then in 2022, there is a slight increase, positive growth of 1.5%. But in 2023, again, it's negative. And for 2024 and 2025, it's even less than 1%. That, if we were to forecast this in terms of a real GNP, it would take us like 30 years to regain the levels of GNP, real GNP, in 2006, just before the start of the economic depression that we have been undertaking and undergoing here in Puerto Rico. But hey, the plot thickens. Look at the pessimistic and optimistic scenarios, which the Fiscal Plan 2020 also depicts. Under the worst case scenario, pessimistic, which are the purple bars in 2020, it's going to be negative 4.1%, and under the optimistic scenario, negative 2.9%. So it's negative all the way around. In 2021, the pessimistic scenario is to kill. It's negative 12.8%. In real terms, this is taking inflation out, and a more optimistic scenario, negative 3.8%. In 2022, it's still negative 1.8%. Under the best circumstances, it's 3.9% positive growth. Then in 2022, it's still negative 0.7% in the pessimistic scenario. And then at best, 0%, no growth. Under the best optimistic scenario for 2023, it's still positive, but less than 1%. So it's about the same thing, 0.8% pessimistic and optimistic, and the same thing for 2025. Definitely, even with this supposedly stimulus after COVID-19, which says in the same fiscal plan that Puerto Rico would be receiving or allocating $12.7 billion by the U.S. government, and it would receive then what the fiscal board is saying is somewhere in the region of $5.7 billion. But worse still, there was in the news yesterday that the Puerto Rico government has $40 billion with a big B in Puerto Rico banks, as well as in other accounts. Of those, $3 billion are unrestricted. These do not have, they are not earmarked for any particular program according to federal programs, but they have not been used. This just stings to the inability, the inefficiency of the Puerto Rico government to really conduct a recovery and at least a remedial situation in terms of COVID-19. And we've seen this time and time again for the Puerto Rico Department of Labor. Inefficiency in its system to even handle the unemployment claims as well as to disperse the unemployment benefits. We've seen it in the $1,200 benefit, federal benefit that is given to persons up to $99,000 in income, and we have yet not seen that. We've seen deficiencies in the Department of Treasury. We've seen deficiencies in the Department of Family Affairs with food stamps programs. We've seen deficiencies even in opening the luncheon for even school students. When the public schools can open with a system, the money is there. Why is Puerto Rico so incompetent? The fiscal plan has even more terms in terms of measures, in terms of population and inflation. So stay tuned, because there's more to come in the economic capsules of La Voz, the voice of Puerto Rico. Please visit us at YouTube and give us like so that you receive more notifications. Until then, stay safe. Thank you.